Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 2 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on doing at least 2 things every day that I don't want to do. So, I'm trying to put a positive spin on this for myself and for anybody that's choosing to watch these videos. The idea behind doing 2 things I don't want to do is to get myself motivated to um, follow through on a lot of my goals and things, and to just, do the basic, boring, everyday things that everybody has to do and nobody wants to do. Well, maybe some people want to do it. Some people like cleaning. I don't like cleaning. I don't like doing dishes. I don't like lots of things. So, there are lots of things I like to do, but I always put them off. I procrastinate things too. So some things that are, I don't like making phone calls and I have to do that. I don't like paying bills. I have to do that. So these are just things that need to be done. So I'm trying to get myself to stop procrastinating things and hopefully build some more character in myself or feel better about myself for accomplishing things. Even if there are things I didn't necessarily want to do to begin with. So one of the things I've been putting off doing for quite some time now is cleaning off the mattress I have in the other one of my rooms where I exercise, because I have like floor mats, but I have tile and it's just so hard and it just hurts my body to be on them. So I have like this foam mattress that I can lay on and do leg lifts and tummy crunches and whatever I need to do. So you would do on the floor as far as exercises, and it doesn't hurt me and I can still do them. So it makes me happy. So I pulled out some stuff, some Christmas decorations. I was looking for something. I didn't put up a tree and do all the Christmas decoration stuff around my house, but I managed to just get them all over that mattress. So then I'm like, well, now I can't exercise. So today I went in there and I cleaned it up. And the interesting thing is I thought, okay, I'm going to do it while I'm cooking my lunch. So I put the lunch on the stove. I set a timer for 15 minutes. I think it was at 14 minutes when I walked away to go clean up the stuff in the bedroom, in the room, exercise room, whatever. Anyway, I went to go clean off the mattress and I came back. I did it. It was, a little bit exhausting, took some extra energy that I'm not used to exerting, which is not a bad thing for me to do. And I came back and the timer on my oven stove for my lunch still said 7 minutes. And I was like, it took me 7 minutes to do that. I've been avoiding doing that for an entire month and it took me 7 minutes to do that. That's just insane. So I wonder how many other things that I have been avoiding in my life that just take a matter of a few minutes, and I'm making them seem like this big, huge project, because in my brain, it's a big, huge project and it's going to take so much out of my time and so much energy and it's going to be so draining. And it took 7 minutes. I was just like, okay, I'm a dork. But I was grateful that I did it, because then I thought, okay, this is removing an excuse, because now it's removing an excuse for my getting up in the morning to exercise or to start exercising this week to take better care of my body. So I've eliminated at least one excuse. One of the other things I did today that I don't, this is where it's hard for me, because there are things that I want to do and I have goals that I have set for myself to do. But as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I just don't want to do the work to get there. So I know that I need to work on my grief work. I need to work on my emotional things. And I have an Al-Anon book about something about accepting our grief and transforming our losses or something like that. I know it ends in transforming our losses. I don't remember the first part of it. So I didn't want to do that either. And I don't know if Mom and Dad Shoemaker were having dinner tonight, because it's Sunday night. I text them because some nights they have it, some nights they don't. So I'm like, is there dinner tonight? And they didn't respond. So I came home from my Al-Anon meeting and I made dinner. And since dinner had to cook for a little bit longer, I made rice. So it's like 50 minutes. And by the time I digged around and did some other things, I made hamburger while that was cooking. So I, got ready to do that. I probably had like half an hour or something in which to work on that. So I kind of like it because it's like I have the timer set on my stove. I didn't do that intentionally. I think God just helped me do that. So I'm like, okay, I have a timer set, so I have a time limit in which to do clean off the mattress in my room, and if it doesn't get done, oh well, and to work on my grief stuff if it doesn't get done, oh well, right? Like I have to set aside that time. So I set the timer for my dinner, and then I sat down on my couch and I opened it up. I said a little prayer. I opened it up. I did some reading. And it didn't seem like it was that emotional as I read it, but then by the end I started crying, and I'm like, I have no idea why I'm crying, but I'm crying, and apparently I needed to cry. So I let myself cry, and I let myself do a little bit of writing. And then, of course, it's a good idea to share it with someone. And so I messaged my Al-Anon J friend, and I was like, hey, I've been working on this, and I need to share it with you sometime this week, which was something else I didn't really want to do because I was afraid she was going to say, oh, let's do it tonight. And I was like, oh, then I have to share all this tonight, and I have to deal with all this tonight. And again, I don't like dealing with my emotions and my feelings. So I was like, I don't want to. And then she's like, what's your schedule like this week? So I told her my schedule, and so she's agreed to like Friday afternoon, and I'm like, Friday afternoon works for me at this point. So I'm grateful that she's willing to set aside some time to listen to me talk about my feelings and emotions, and helping me to validate me and to share her experience and things, and help me to work through this process so I'm not doing it on my own, because doing it on my own doesn't always work for me. And I need to make a Marco Polo video I didn't make today, but it's playing in my head while I'm making this video, so I will do that too. So I find that just doing two things, once I start doing things, I feel like there's more things that I can do or that I need to do. And I'm just like, great. It's very sarcastic, great, in case you didn't catch that, because I really don't want to do all the more things. And it's a catch-22, because I want my house to be clean. I just don't want to have to be the one to clean it. I want my kitchen to be clean. I just don't want to have to be the one to clean it. I want my books to be published. I just don't want to have to be the one to do it. Like, these are things I want to happen, and this doing the things that need to be done in order to accomplish my goals are the things that I don't want to do. But I'm also recognizing today that which was part of the grief work that I did, that change includes loss, and that in the process of doing these things that I don't want to do, it's taking up time of doing other things that I do that are time wasters. I will be honest, they're time wasters. I waste my time watching TV. I waste my time playing games on my phone when I could be doing other things. And then at the end of the day, I feel dissatisfied. I feel empty, and I feel negative towards myself, because there's so many things that I could have done if I hadn't been playing on my phone. But it's really hard for me to just stop that habit. It's really hard to just stop watching the TV, to just stop doing other things. But I don't have as much time to do the other things, because now I have to work on my goals. So, and I want to get more sleep, so I can't really give up sleep to do more things, which means I have to give up playing as many games on my phone or as watching as much TV, which is actually, I know, a good thing. It's not good to, do all the mind-numbing things that I've been doing, but it's my habit. It's my habit of avoidance. It's my habit of mind-numbing things. It's my habit of just decompressing and just burying everything instead of letting it out, and instead of working. And I feel like I'm going to end up like one of those people that's constantly going like the Energizer Bunny, and I'm always doing one thing or another. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what will bring me joy in my life. Maybe I will forget about myself for doing those things. I don't really know. Again, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm at the very beginning of something that I know is going to be good for me, and I know it's going to be hard for me, but I know that God is going to help me through this. And I know that on the flip side, the end of the 100 days, that I will have learned a whole lot of things, and I cannot predict what all of those things are going to be. I cannot predict what changes are going to happen in me or around me. I can imagine what things I would like to have happen, but I also want to stay in reality and know that I only have 100 days, and that I'm not going to change everything overnight, and I'm only willing to do a couple of things every day, which somehow turns into a bit more than just a couple, but it still turns into things every day. So my everyday things that I'm going to be doing, I don't know what they're going to be every day. But I do know that God is going to help me to work on things and to do things that I don't necessarily want to do. And I don't know if at the end of the 100 days it's going to be easier for me to do things like that. But I think over the last 4 or 5 years, I've spent way too much time giving in and just doing what I want to do, or just refusing to do the things I don't want to do, which is why my house is a disaster area, which is why probably why I've been so depressed and why I'm so overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done, because I've avoided it for this long. And I realized that 100 days of doing things that I don't want to do is going to make up for 5 or 6 years of not doing things that I didn't want to do, and just kind of indulging in myself. And that didn't make me feel any better about myself. In fact, it made me feel worse about myself. So I'm hoping that 100 days of doing things that I don't necessarily want to do, but that I know are good for me and that I know will help me to achieve my goals, or that will at least help me to feel more comfortable in my own skin and in my own home, and make me feel better about the situation that I'm in. So at least that's my hope anyway. So I'm hoping at the end of that 100 days that I will feel better and hopefully motivated to continue to do things that I know need to be done, whether I want to do them or not. So anyway, that's my hope. But again, this is only day 2, and I have no idea what the outcome is going to be in the next 98 days. And part of me is already ready to just quit, because that's very overwhelming number, and that's a lot of things that I will be doing over the next 98 days. And I'm just praying that God will help me break it down to just little things like 7 minutes of cleaning up a mattress, and 20-30 minutes of just working on my grief stuff, and 2 minutes to send a text message to a friend, maybe a few minutes to make a video to my family and to make my YouTube video. So not anything that's super time consuming in the beginning, but something that makes me feel better about myself, like I've accomplished something, or like I can't believe I put this off for so long. And maybe if that's how I feel about this, then I will feel that way about all the other things that I need to do. So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. So I just need to go one day at a time and see what God has in store for me. And I don't need to do everything all at once, and not everything will be done in 100 days. I'm aware of that, but maybe I'll be on the right track of getting things done and feeling like things can be accomplished and things are doable, instead of feeling like everything is overwhelming and I can't do anything. So I'm hoping that will be this transition. And maybe that will be one of many transitions. Maybe that will be the only transition, or maybe it will be something completely different that I don't even know right now. So if you're curious, you can watch these videos and find out. If you'd like, you can try doing a couple of things that you don't want to do or don't enjoy doing, that need to be done or will be good for you. And then share your experiences below, so we can all, revel in each other's misery, or be proud of each other and congratulate each other for doing things that are hard, that we don't like doing, but are good for us. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude. And I just want to say, find ways to recognize God's hand in your life too, because that's what I keep thinking from my last videos. But anyway, I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and that's all I have to say today.